So OBS died, then it wouldn't let me connect to that Twitch server again, so I had to change it. I don't even. I like how I was trying to explain something very, specific though, and then that happened. But anyway, I'm pretty sure you won't be short because you get more starting in P the more of the grand skill tree you have, and because like I can't, my Ku's not falling short, and she has 20% more battery than Ku, so there's no way that should be a problem. Because you get 50% from your Bond CE, you get 20% from her passive, so that's 70. You get 20% from her skill, and then you get 10% from the skill tree. So she will 100% get her NP, and you can use Black Grail, and you'll do more damage because of the skill tree as well. But then Black Grail, obviously. So I'm quite sure Canis can clear. You just need to farm a little bit, and it'll work. I don't think you need Bond. I don't think that's anything to do with it. Like, you're starting, your battery comes from just the grand tree being progressed. Unless I'm missing something and it actually is your other Lancers. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if, the translation on here and shit is bad. Actually, the translation doesn't even say... Oh, it is. It is Bond with other Lancers. So that's why I have 10%. That sucks. Because, well, I mean, you can do it if you just slap some, like Lobby Lancers in your back row, right? Like, surely you've got some Lancers that you've never, like some random 4-star that you never leveled, right? Because you can get 5 Bond pretty quick. And yeah, it rounds up, so you should be able to do it. I'm doing it right now. Yeah, because I really want to see, because I think her with Black Grail is going to be kind of nutty. Well, we'll stick with Karna for now, though. Because my other, the VOD just reset, I might as well upload the other one. Oh, fuck, I never published my last Mecha Break stream. Okay, well, at least I can start uploading the VOD right away. It's gonna end at a really bizarre time, but, Okay, I probably need to do that for, like, some of the other classes, like, just bond up some of the, filler stuff that I have at Bond 1 or Bond 0. I can't believe Karna's not the Grand Lancer for the enemy, dude. It's such a mistake. Because, like, it's not like Idra is the Grand Lancer. That's not how the Grand system works, and they've been super clear about that. It's just for fun, right? They're just picking one to show off. And, like, with Herc and Masashi, it was, like, a good way to, like, show, like, how the Servant is buffed by being a Grand, right? How they're different than their regular summoned version, right? And that's kind of the point of the enemy one. They even said they're just for fun. The enemy Lancer is just purely for fun. It doesn't mean anything, but like it's still like kudos, and it's still kind of like highlighting a character that deserves it, right? Like obviously Herc deserved it, right? And so I just think it's ridiculous that Idra just got added and instantly gets to get showcased here. And then what's really dumb is if you're an Idra fan, you're not even really getting showcased though, because like Masashi and Hercules, they got to show off in like how they're different than their normal version. But Idra, they're just copy pasting because they're being lazy. He doesn't get the special NP animation. He doesn't get the special attack animations, anything. He just did not, like, just crazy lazy, man. Super lame. I don't think you understand what I'm talking about here. It should have been Arjuna. Can you imagine if Arjuna was somehow a Lancer for this? Like he's using the arrow as like a spear. Hopefully Annie 10 is good shit. The thing is, they should have been working on Anniversary 10 off and on throughout all of this year. Because it's such a huge landmark, right? That should have just been something they were caring about this entire time. So I think what they should have done with Kojiro is they should have added him as a Bronze Saber and FP summon when Masashi dropped. People have been wanting that forever anyway, and you don't have to put a lot of work into it because, you know, you can just use the sprite and everything that they've already got. You know, we don't need Old Man Kojiro or anything like that. They could literally just use Saber Kojiro from the story and like the assassin version, and that's fine. That's literally fine. Maybe make some minor adjustments if you want to, but like I don't think anyone would care, and it'd just be nice to and just give him new skills, right? Like new skill effects, obviously. But that'd be awesome. Make him like a 2-star Saber, and then you could use that to fight the Masashi. Because in was it Shimosa, whatever the fuck? Forget. But you know, you're on Masashi's side, right? And you have Masashi and you fight the enemy Kojiro. And then now if you cared to, right, you don't have to, but if you pick Kojiro as your grand and everything, you could do the reverse of that, and that'd be really cool. Alas, we don't get any of these things. I don't know what they're gonna do for Assassin. We'll see. King Hassan's a good pick, but because of the story, they might not. Even though it's not like story, they even said like the story doesn't matter, but they still might not do it. I might have the challenge quest now, but yeah, I do, but I'm gonna wait until I finish the skill tree. Get this shit done. Ace, how much FP are you getting right now? Like 2k every time I relog. I really should relog. Although I don't think anyone's going to use a single target Lancer. I think most people are summoning an AoE, I would think. Probably a few exceptions to that, but... I am doing this wrong, but it won't matter. I'm going brain dead from farming. That'll be on my tombstone. He farmed an FGO too much. The poor bastard. That's so weird that the grand skill tree is affected by like the other Lancers you've leveled and other Sabers you've leveled and all that. That's so weird. I don't know if I approve of that. I feel like I forgot to click a button. Yeah, I guess if you picked an AoE, yeah, you'd summon a single target. I can't necessarily put up Black Grail though, because I can't guarantee that they have a way of doing the battery, so that's where having a battery is just super good. Like Ku works really well for me, but like for someone else, I don't think it's gonna work as well. Because like I can use Scath and it's not even a problem, but most people aren't gonna have something so specific. So I'd like to point out that Gareth's brother is not playable because he's a man. There is no way around this, dude. Like, there is no reason to pick Gareth specifically between those two. Other than that. Like, that is obviously why they did that. Being a man, tragic. Even before Gareth was added and like had an official design and stuff, I highly suspected that they were going to get added someday just because of that. And we still need a lot of points. These last ones take a lot. Oh yeah, let me check if it. I don't know if it swapped to Black Grail because I'm using Black Grail, or I don't know how that works. Man, why does my playlist keep getting busted? Okay, you know what? It's Night Rain music time. Yeah, it's swapped. That's dumb. So if I equip... What the fuck? So if I equip Black Grail in my own farming, everyone else has to get Black Grail too. That's so messed up. That shit don't make no sense. Did I not actually get the stuff? What? I can't believe how good the Night Rain music is. Like even with how good like Elden Ring and Dark Souls music is and all that, like I think Night Rain is such a step up. Like crazy how good it is. So I keep forgetting that we have new MASH because there's been no challenging content since they added new MASH, and there's not the last event didn't have a challenge quest for like the first time in years, so they're just like, fuck you. If Agravain was a chick, it probably would have been added already. It's so weird though because the guys sell incredibly well. It's just I don't think that like I don't think it has anything to do with money. I think it's like it has to do with the bias of the creators. That's the thing. Like that's 100% the thing. Like a lot of the gender bins and dumb shit are not for money. It's just because the artists want that, right? Especially the fucking editor. So like it's not unique to Fate, right? A lot of the creators in this industry, you know, just prefer, you know, the ladies, so it sucks for the player base though. There's been plenty of guys that have yeah, I know Idra's playable. I know, but then yeah, there's a bunch of other shit that like is equivalent to that that's not. It's like, what the fuck? I kind of just fucked that up. I do less damage this way, but shouldn't matter. You can't have Zeus, have Idra instead. Yep. $1.7. So is the damage buff based on your Lancers leveled and shit? No, it's not. What the hell? The damage one is based on the class tree. It's so dumb. No consistency here. Waiting for things that aren't European or Asian. Yep. Yep. Rainbow chain gives 20% attack up. Interesting. Sorry, 20 more literal who Japanese Arthurs coming up that look like VTubers. I wish that wasn't true, but that is so fucking true. And dude, you see like people get like defensive and like angry when people say stuff like that, and it's just so dumb. It's because it's fucking true. So chat, when I say this, I don't want like these people to like suffer, or opening the sky, by the way. But I don't want these people to like suffer or anything, but I really cannot stand and get along with people that are like, it's not even emotional, but they're so emotional at the cost of any level of objectivity, right? Like, that's like I'm pretty friendly in real life. I get along with a lot of people. I'm a pretty social person, but that really is the thing that I cannot stand, is like, I'll give you an example. This happened last night, and I'm throwing someone under the rug, but I kind of have to here. So I was talking to a friend of a friend, right? I don't know them very well. I was talking to a friend of a friend though last night, and I don't know if anyone knows this guy, but there was this guy years ago. He was like this amateur bear enthusiast that would like kind of act online like he was a bear expert, but he really wasn't. And he would like go out and like try to prove that bears are, you know, like way, you know, friendlier than people give them credit for, and like they're such great creatures, and like all this stupid shit. And surprise, this guy got killed by a bear. And sadly, not only did he, through his own stupidity doing this, did he die to a bear, but he had brought out like this woman that he had, you know, she felt safe because he convinced her that, you know, he really knew what he was doing and all this stuff, which he didn't, right? A lot of experts even said in advance before this guy died that this guy was like spreading a lot of stuff that was bad. And yeah, he was like really obsessed with bears, and he didn't like people very much, and you know, he like compared himself to bears and all this stuff. But yeah, he died. He got killed by a bear, right? And the lady unfortunately got killed by the bear as well. And we were talking about this, and this guy comes in, and he's just obviously really biased towards like that kind of, you know, like, I guess he just likes animals a lot and nature-y people and all that. And so he's like trying to defend this guy as we're pointing out like how dumb he is and like how bad this was. And he's like coming up with the most like copium, ridiculous, you know, statements like, well, he probably is like, you know, living better than any of us ever will because he's close to nature. It's like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? And then we bring up like how bad it is that that he got this lady killed. He's like, well, she should have ran away. She shouldn't. Like what are you talking about, right? And like he just kept saying just dumb fucking shit like that. And I see that kind of stuff when you'll see people like criticize FGO. You'll see these people like come up with these ridiculously like emotional arguments and stuff, like trying to justify why it's okay that FGO is as bad as it is and all this kind of crap. And I just can't stand people like that. I'm sorry, I can't. Again, I don't wish them any ill will. I don't want anything bad to happen to them. But and I can get along with a lot of people. I'm a very extroverted guy, and I'm very social. But that really is the kind of person I just cannot get along with. These people that like lose all objectivity and are just so biased, right? And all humans have bias, but I think intelligent people recognize their own bias and then will like go out of their way to balance it out, right? So like there's certain topics I'm biased in, and so because I'm aware of that, I try to go above and beyond to be fair to the opposing arguments because I know I'm biased, right? I try to take that extra step, and I think a lot of humans try to do that. Maybe less now as our IQ drops, but yeah, the people that are just crazy emotional and just they're just like they're like wiggling around and trying to find an excuse to justify some bullshit mindset. And it's also like it's like this like projecting, right? Because you see this a lot where God, I have some relatives like this, where you'll make a statement not about an individual, right? You'll make a general statement about like safety or whatever, and then they'll like project their own, self, and like they see it as like an attack on them. You're not talking about them, but you'll make a general statement about something, and then they'll, like interject their own like personal bullshit into it that has nothing to do with. I cannot stand that kind of shit. Right, I don't want to get too specific because of my family member. I don't want to use the example. I don't want to out them, but that kind of shit is really dumb, right? And I have a very strong like dislike for that kind of personality. When you can't separate yourself, right? Like you like have to interject. You feel like your exceptional experience like just will disprove the rule, right? And like that's just, it's dumb. That's actually dumb. And yeah, anytime I see that in video games or in more serious stuff in real life and stuff, I'm just like, I cannot deal with this. That's like too far gone for me. And I'm more on the like, like when you have like, I was talking about this the other day, the kind of endless argument between engineer kind of mindset versus like scientist mindset, or artist mindset is probably the better one, like an artist mindset versus an engineer mindset. I always come down on the side on the engineer, right? So I'm biased in that way. Yeah, that poor woman. Yeah, I know. She did not deserve to die at all. That was so messed up. But anyway, yeah, I normally will come down on the side of the more practical, engineer side of things, more so than the artist side of things. But a lot of artists, I can like extend an olive branch to, and you can find a happy medium. This song is so good. Holy fuck, this song is so good. Anyway, yeah, I can find a happy medium, but some people are just too fucking far, right? And they're just like way too emotional, and I just cannot communicate with those people. And there's an equivalent to that on the more like pragmatic mindset, where you can be too far down the pragmatic side for sure. Like there's definitely an equivalent there, but yeah, holy fuck. This song though, oh my god, just in the context of the fight and like how much it matches the dragon is just crazy, man. It's unbelievable. Was he a furry? I don't know. The way he acted wouldn't shock me, but I don't know. I don't think that was known. Yeah, I've talked about this before, but over like the last 10 years, I've seen some park rangers and stuff talk about there's been a noticeable uptick of people dying to bears because people have just like seen too much social media of like bears in captivity, or just a rare bear in the wild that is well fed and is not aggressive and stuff, and it's not protecting its young, or it's not a polar bear, or they're not, bears are not always aggressive, but like you should always take them seriously because they very often can be aggressive. There's a lot of circumstances outside of your control that will make a bear aggressive, right? Like maybe it has cubs, maybe winter's coming up and it's desperate for food, or it's just desperate for food in general. There's so many factors that can make a bear hyper aggressive. But because there's just been in the last 10 years or so, there's been just too much social media brain rot. There's been a real noticeable uptick in people dying to bears because they're trying to get like a selfie with it, or whatever the fuck. And it's just stupidity. It's absolute stupidity. There's a reason why real bear experts will always tell you that bears are dangerous as fuck, and you should absolutely respect their space and never you should not fuck with bears really under any circumstance. Like, there's really just no, bear expert that will ever say otherwise. They will always try to reinforce how dangerous bears are. Because, like, most wild animals in specific contexts aren't dangerous, right? Like, if they're raised in captivity around humans and all these things, they're still somewhat dangerous though, because sometimes their instincts will get triggered, right, on accident almost, and they'll bite somebody or claw somebody. like on reflex, right? Because their reflexes are a lot more dangerous than ours. So even like a bear that's raised in captivity around humans and like they view humans as like their parents and stuff, they're less dangerous, but they're still dangerous as fuck. And then obviously most bears are just not like that. They're not raised in those very specific circumstances. And like I get it. Like I think people will see like when sharks are well fed, right? A lot of sharks become less dangerous and are, you know, very curious animals and stuff. And so they see that and they're like, oh, they're nice. It doesn't work that way, right? It's you know, wild animals are a lot more dangerous, even if there are rare, you know, contexts where they're, you know, nice. Yeah, that's what I was talking about last night with that guy. Is humans are so protected by society. They're so, cause like ancient humans, right? Cavemen and things like that are, you know, living in the wilderness. They have such a, you know, so much experience with wild animals that, you know, ancient humans are always going to go out with spears in hand and, you know, things like that. They're going to always take it seriously. But modern humans are so detached from the, you know, air quotes, wilderness, if you will, right? From the reality, the harsh reality of Earth. That we're just dumb, right? You have a lot of humans that are just so fucking detached. You have barrier after barrier. You have society and the police and the just, you know, all the animals in captivity. Just there's so many barriers, right, between modern humans and the actual reality, right? You know, good old second law of thermodynamics, right? That's why animals have to eat like that. But we're so removed, we don't even really remember the second law of thermodynamics and how much that, you know, affects things, that you'll have people go out into the wilderness or a forest or whatever it is, and you know, they'll see lions and, you know, get out of their car and go, you know, try to pet the lions, and obviously this ends terribly, right? But yeah, you take stupid and that many levels of removal, and this is what happens. Yeah, even regular cats, yeah, will bite on reflex, and now make that a lion, and, you know, there you go. Hold on, let's there's some phase 3 music now for the Night Rain. Let's see if I can find Fulgor's music. Fulgor's music is probably the most I guess normal compared to like regular Night Rain and everything. It's kind of typical epic stuff, but it fits him very well. Oh, I know. Let's listen to Libra's music. That is such a unique song. There we go. Very excited for Libra's hard mode, because he'll get more music too. But yeah, I guess you can argue that the increased amount of deaths of humans to wild animals is just natural selection, but, you know, I still don't want people to die, right? And, like, I feel like we should just fix that stupidity. 1 second, I need to get some food real quick. You can enjoy the Demon Goat music. Okay, chat. I realized that I don't have any food that can be fixed quickly, so I'm fixing a pizza, which is delicious, but I have to make sure I don't burn it. So I'm gonna have to set like a timer here and all that good stuff. Does Google have a timer? It does. So we'll do that. Okay, there we go. Now I will surely not burn the food. But I missed the like really intense part of this song. There's the part that's like so aggro in this song. I love it. Trusting Google timer, it'll be fine. God damn, this song's so good. Fits the boss so well. Chat, how come in regular Elden Ring, and they added the Abyssal Woods, they added no new enemies, and it was just rats, and then Horn Scent that you fought a million times? And then Night Rain adds Libra, which is like this awesome, spooky, you know, madness creature. Why didn't we get like that roaming around in the woods that you could randomly run? You know how scary that would be? You're in the fucking woods, the madness woods, and you can just, there's like a patrolling Libra. Like, that would have scared the shit out of people, dude. Especially because his moveset is so insane, right? Like, that'd have been awesome. You get this awesome music. Keep feeling like I'm not clicking one of the buttons, but I am so hungry, chat. Like, this pizza cannot be done fast enough. I'm gonna devour this thing. I got some hot sauce for it, though. It's gonna be great. I so hungry, I'm lost. You always spell lost wrong, weirdly enough. How would you even say that? Lasut? Lasot? What toppings? Just pepperoni. Keeping it simple. If I really want to do something nice with pizza, though, I'll definitely go with, like jalapeno and shit like that. Sometimes I actually like adding the jalapeno after cooking the pizza. That's actually really good. Yeah, honestly, I could use some of that pickle stuff. It's kind of a pain to do, though, and I'm kind of in a rush, so I'm probably just gonna slap like bottle hot sauce on it, nice and quick. That pickle is good, though. I don't think it tastes as good, though, as the lemon one you sent before. But it's good, though. I don't know. I probably shouldn't even say, because I haven't eaten it with anything that honestly complements it very well. Like, I just don't have any, I haven't had any like dishes that would really work that well with it. I kind of just put it on chicken. Not that chicken is bad, it's just that I was probably not the most ingenious use of it. I kind of wish I had Hector's Bond CE, 48% damage, plus 20% attack would be nice. Yeah, honestly, you could cycle him in as a buffer like I am like that. That would be like really good. Like, you could have him come in instead of what's her name? Scath coming in and have him stay on the field. That's 60% damage increase. And for both units, that's the thing. That's super good. Hell, if I had Hector's Bond CE, that'd probably be better than Scath, because if your AoE unit isn't aces, right? You need a little bit more damage. That would do it. I don't even know what bond my Hector is. I'm not sure. I've used him for random challenge quests. I've never used him for too much farming. I normally use Romulus, so yeah, just bond stick. Let's see, what's Romulus? Not much bond either. I have used him for a little bit of farming. I think of an event or two I've done that. Yeah, I don't really farm with him either. Unfortunate. I'm surprised I have enough bond then, though. I guess I just have a lot of Lancers. And I do, you know, Canis Coup, obviously. He's getting kind of close to bond 7. Hold on, let's see here. You know, she's actually gotten a noticeable chunk into 7 there. But maybe we grab somebody that might actually get a bond up here. Can we just have some replayable content, for fuck's sakes? And like, I want replayable content that the enemy stats are scaled for how strong we are now, but they don't need to get... I just want some classical fights, man, like in terms of mechanics, like how Lost Belt 3 Lee is, and Gwen, and Mothman, and you know, all these boss fights we've had over time, and their mechanics are fine, right? I enjoy their mechanics, they just need better stats, like, fuck. I mean, holy fuck, this Karna's got 21,000 health and 20,000 attack. Like, what the fuck is that? I mean, look at this. My coup is a 3-star, right? And look how much higher his stats are than the Scath. Right? Like, the power creep is incredibly real here. Sphinx, dude, thank you for the 38 months. Ever since I started taking streaming a lot less seriously, I really appreciate all the people that have, like, stuck with me, man. You know, funnily enough, from like an optic standpoint, my stream is like really falling off hard. But man, I enjoy my chat so much more now. Like holy fuck. Like we went from like back in the, you know, we used to have like 250 viewers, let's say on average, and then sometimes it would be higher than that if it was big content. But it's way better now, honestly. I fucked up. Well, Karna can do more damage. Ooh, boy, I royally fucked that up. Uh-oh. Yeah, Ku's missing out on 40% damage here. Well, might not one-turn this. We'll see. The only issue I have, though, with the way the stream is now is that when you're so under the radar, it you know, inevitably, you're going to lose people over time, right? That's just the sad fact of life. And that goes for real life, right? Your friends and stuff. So there is a degree of, like, reinvigorating you have to do from time to time. And it is harder to do that now. But, fuck it. Yeah, and Romulus wasn't even 10-10-10, so... Damn, wow, that made a pretty big damage difference. We had never failed to, kill with, Karna before. I really wonder if Grand Hyde will lose his class score if he transforms. Yeah. I didn't... Oh, man. Okay, maybe we would have killed. I didn't use Karna's skill. Of all the times to make another mistake like that. So I still don't have that attack up for my Lancer. I don't think that would have made a 200k difference. Because he still had the damage resist. Is this a new mat? I don't know what the hell that is. I'm assuming it's just a new gold mat. Chat, until chat mentioned it, I didn't truly grasp how stupid it is that we have Idra, but not Zeus. What is the excuse for this? Because, like, it's the same thing, and we know Law Spell Zeus is, like, you know, evil and against us, but normal human history Zeus is, like, more of the benevolent version of Zeus, and he's on our side. And he's, like, been brought up many times throughout the story. So, like, what the fuck? And, like, I just don't understand. But he's male too. This shit makes no sense. Yeah, he is basically Indian Zeus. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I am super confused. Like, it's all the same except Zeus is more prevalent in the story and has more build-up up to this point, right? So I'd say he deserves it more. So we have 3 more to go. Still a bit rough. Nasu is a hack. Yeah, that's probably the answer. So they have the boss character, but they were lazy this time. He doesn't have special animations. He doesn't have special NP or anything. And not only that, it's literally the Lancer they just added a few days ago. So it's really lame. Definitely not a fan of this. My guess is the reason he picked him is because they thought it was, like, better cover. Like, oh, see, we did the Indian event, and boom, he's the Grand. So, like, people won't care as much that he doesn't have the special animations. But I don't think that worked at all. If anything, I think it worked against them. Like, it's lame having a Lancer with no rapport just instantly get the enemy status here, because, like, it's really cool, you know, getting to see, like, Herc, what he'd be like if he was a Grand, you know, with the animations and stuff. It's awesome. I know, I really thought it was going to be Karna, because they had hinted that they said the Grand was going to be related to the story, so everyone's like, okay, it's going to be an Indian servant, and it's Lancer, so Karna, and Karna is so deserving. And, like, Karna is one of the most liked servants. No one hates Karna. He may not be someone's favorite, but, like, everyone likes Karna. And I know, like, 3 people in real life that did not like Karna's design, and so they were kind of iffy about him going into APOC. And then once they just learned about his character, they're like, oh my god, this guy's awesome. Like, that happens all of the time. Like, who the hell doesn't like Karna? And then someone in chat's like, me. And they do, like, Giga Chat emote or Wrath. I don't know what emote, chat, what emote is best there? I don't trust anyone that doesn't like Karna. Same. Like, you have terrible taste if you don't like Karna. Me, I lied. Yes, you know, no one can even look, that's how liked Karna is. People can't even do the gag that you guys would normally do, right? Like, they can't commit because Karna is just too cool. She looks so stupid in her third skill thing. I don't know why she's so popular. I don't get it. Although some of it's just gameplay, like her gameplays. You get single target and AoE, and she's really strong at both, right? So. That's respectable damage. Wait, didn't I get her as well? I don't even remember, but I think I do have her actually. I think rolling for Percival or something. I'm such a fan of Percival though. I'm so glad I've got him. Tank, healer, and DPS. Love it. Chat, I think the Veach event is the dumbest. And this is saying a lot. I mean, this is a monumental statement. I think it's the dumbest event in terms of story. It's close because you've got like extra Servant Universe and all that. Like, man, there's some dumb stories, but holy fuck. Because the thing is, a lot of the dumb stories, they're kind of presented to be taken dumb, right? You're not supposed to take them that seriously, right? Where like the Veach event, they were trying to be very serious. And it was very bad. Okay, Zaw got a little bit further. He doesn't have Black Grail yet, though, so I'm assuming he's not ready. I'm so curious to try that. You know, like... And it's funny, because meteors, you know, kill indiscriminately. There's so many other ways they could have done it to have explained it, and that wasn't it. And then the gun thing is so stupid. And it doesn't even make sense. I'm so confused. Like... Mother Nature has killed way more animals than guns ever have. Like, people like to give shit to humans, right? Because we've made a lot of animals go extinct, which we have. But Mother Nature has made way more animals go extinct. Like, do you realize how many, like, animals have suffered and died because of Mother Nature before humans even existed? Like, it's not close, right? Like, we could never compete with that level of genocide. And then you've got, you know, the meteor that killed the dinosaurs and all that. So, but guns, no, guns are the problem. Like, it's so dumb. It's just fucking, like, such a dumb take, man. And it's just not thought through at all. Like, you can just tell they didn't really think about this shit. Is there any world where Beastly's is stronger? He's got more of the grand tree, but less of the class tree. This gives health, or I think that one gives attack. I mean, there's always Karna. I'm glad to see how good Karna is here. And like most of the death that humans do to animals is farming and also just changes to the environment, right? It's not guns. Like hunting and killing animals that way is such a tiny amount of death compared to literally everything else. And meanwhile, animals are hunting each other and murdering each other at a pretty grand scale as well, right? So it's just such a dumb fucking character. And it's a meteor, for God's sakes, right? Like, what the fuck? I hate that story. I hate it because it's so pretentious, and it's got its head up its own ass, like, so much, and it thinks it's, like, you know, teaching you something, and it's like, you literally don't even understand the thing you're talking about. And, like, Nasu said he, like, super liked that story, too, by the way. He thought it was, like, so... 'cause he didn't actually come up with that backstory. But I remember in an interview, he said he thought it was so clever. And I'm just like, you're an idiot. Like, oh my god. Like, that logic only makes sense to... Oh, there's the pizza. That logic only makes sense to somebody that doesn't actually think about it or have any understanding of history. Shit's insane. Alright, let me go get my pizza. And I gotta put hot sauce on it. It's very important. And I gotta whip out the pizza cutter.
何？今の全力？
So wait a minute, chat. Now that I'm not a professional streamer anymore, I don't have to feel bad about eating on stream. I don't even have to apologize, chat. I can just make you guys wait, and we can just sit here and chat while I eat this delicious pizza. Thin crust, by the way, and lots of habanero hot sauce is what I went with. Absolutely delicious. Okay, where the fuck is the music, though? Let's see. I like how whenever I'm doing the music manually, I always just end up doing a bunch of Armored Core music. Because it's good. And there's a lot of it. There should be more of it, though. Armored Core 5 should have given us a whole soundtrack. But it only gave us like 3 songs. And then Disc 3. Because FromSoft was cowards. Okay, chat. Big question. How many of you here have a decent heat tolerance? Right, like you've eaten enough hot food throughout your life that you can handle it. Yeah, obviously lost. I knew that one. Absolute zero tolerance. So like a jalapeno is gonna kill you. Ace check. No one chiming in here. Absolute coward. My tolerance is up to how do you say? I know what that is. I always forget how to pronounce that fucking word. Sriracha, I think. Sriracha tastes good. It's nice. And chili, obviously chili pepper grape. I like tasty, spicy food. Yeah, I'm always in that camp. I can handle some pretty hot stuff. Because a lot of the really hot stuff, it does taste good in my opinion. But there are peppers that are made, like hybrids that are made, that are they're just designed to be hot. They're not designed to taste good, and they suck. A lot of people describe it as battery acid, and yeah, it's not good. Yeah, I want the flavor. Like, I do get it to an extent, though, because it's like, it's kind of a fun thing to, I guess, test yourself, right? Some people enjoy that, and that's fine, but yeah, I really want the flavor. And the heat just adds a lot of intensity to it. It's extreme, right? It's a lot of flavor. I don't hate, though, the pain, I guess. Like, I'm not, like, seeking that out, but if it's reasonable, I kind of enjoy it's kind of just associated with hot food, I guess, so you kind of just get used to it. A lot of people don't know, though, that anyone can eat hot food, really. I mean, some people have, like, stomach issues and stuff, but, like, it's not something you're born with, right? People are able to eat hot stuff because they build a tolerance to it, right? Like, I feel almost no heat from a jalapeno now. I do taste the flavor, obviously, but, like, it's just not hot enough to really faze me. But I wasn't born that way. I just ate enough hot stuff that, you build a tolerance. And some people don't want to put in that work, and that's fine, right? I think, though, that work is worth it, right? Because I think spicy food just tastes so fucking good that, like, I'm so okay with, like, climbing that ladder. I guess that's why the pain doesn't bother some people. It's kind of like exercising, right? You, like, endure the pain to get stronger, and that's, like, a feeling of progression. and your reward is you physically get stronger. With hot food, you endure the pain, and you're building up, your tolerance to the heat, so you can enjoy the flavor, right? And you get that kind of same feeling of progression. And really, it's not even a feeling of progression, it's just, you are progressing. Because, like, some of this Indian food I've tried because of Lost is really good. But I couldn't eat it if I was like how I was when I was young, when I didn't have any heat tolerance. I couldn't even appreciate it. But now I can. Yeah, boy, I tell you, spicy Korean and Indian food, that's some hot shit. I love jalapeno. It's a classic. They just taste great. They're good raw. They're good pickled, right? There's so much cool shit you can do with jalapenos. They're good on chips. I think my favorite, though, and it's kind of funny because my father did not feel this way, but I think my favorite is habanero. I just love it. It tastes great. My father didn't hate habanero, but he was very picky about it. He only liked it in very particular ways. Where I'm the opposite. I like it like every way. The taste of food never outweighs the pain of cooking it. Wait, what? Elaborate? If I'm not mistaken, habanero is actually the hottest pepper naturally, right? Because obviously humans have now engineered, like made hybrids that are much hotter. But I'm pretty sure habanero is like a purely natural process is the hottest, I think. I know it used to be, but that was a long time ago. I hate cooking. So you're just saying that like you find the process of cooking painful. I actually like cooking for the most part. Depends on what it is, but I enjoy it. I've only had a little Chinese food. I've not had much, so I don't have much of an opinion. I guess that's because, though, I've not been intrigued by it as much, but that could just be ignorance, right? You know, my father's side of the family was Korean, and so I grew up with Korean food, so I'm definitely biased to that. But it's good. It's fucking good, man. But you know, I don't say no. Like if a friend wants me to try something or whatever, you know, I'll try it. Yeah, I've had so little Chinese food that I can't even say anything intelligent. And like what little I've had, I couldn't even tell you if it was like, you know, made well or what. No idea. Also, I'm not a Puritan at all. Like, I love Korean food, but I like some Koreans get mad when people like use kimchi in weird ways. I don't give a fuck. Like, Law sent me all this like Indian stuff. I put that shit in chili, man. I don't give a fuck. If it tastes good, hell yeah. I love this song. One of the best. A lot of people in cultures and stuff, they get like, you gotta make it the right way and all this bullshit. Like, I don't care about any of that. Like, for example, kimchi is Korea's national dish, right? I mean, there's nothing even half as popular. And you'll see a lot of people say, you know, oh, you got to make kimchi a certain way, you got to do it this way, that way. And there is a difference between good kimchi and bad kimchi, right? Because bad kimchi is low effort, right? And especially the way kimchi is made, like that doesn't work out so good. So there are like kimchis that are lazy and they're not doing well with the flavors and it's not preserved well, all kinds of things, right? So there is bad kimchi, but there's so many ways to make kimchi and make it well that it's just preference. So you gotta be careful. It's one thing to call it kimchi bad because it's literally lazily made, right? That's fine. But some people will call kimchi bad because it's just not the style of kimchi that they like, right? I don't agree with that. I am devouring this pizza. Probably gonna eat the whole thing. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I eat a lot every day, like 4,000 calories, and I am very lean, like very, very, very lean. And it makes people mad, but they don't. It makes me mad because like I don't want to be this lean, and I don't like eating that much. Honestly, it's annoying to have to eat that many calories to stay alive. Dude, there was a guy, I forget his name, but he just had some batshit insane metabolism, and he had to eat like 11,000 calories every day, and he was super skinny. How do you even live at that point? I think he was like an athlete though, so he was burning more calories than normal, but still 11,000 and you're that skinny is still absolutely insane. And he wasn't like, you know, world's strongest man kind of thing where you need, you know, an ungodly amount of calories. I've not looked at how much those guys eat every day, but I know it's a lot. We're almost done. This has been the lamest grand by far though, which I hate that because Lancer's my favorite class. I feel like that's not a hot take at all. Like I feel like pretty much everyone's gonna agree this one sucks. Is Idra popular though? Because that'll skew people. But still, even if you like him, I don't think it's that hard to see. Like him being added and instantly made a grand, it was just as stupid as fuck. And he didn't get special animations. I mean, it's like, what the hell? I thought it could be anybody until what they said recently. Right? So I was thinking like, you know, Romulus, Enkidu, Scath, Karna, right? Those were the ones I was thinking it could be. And then they said it was going to be related to the event, and it was an Indian event. So then I'm like, okay, it's probably Karna then. But, nope. Fucking newbie. Chat, the next Armored Core game needs to be announced. Like, come on. Give me the goods. I love Night Rain. I love Dark Souls, all that stuff. Man, Armored Core is just the best shit. Like, man, I'm excited when they announce a new Souls game. But nothing like when they announced Armored Core, man. I was so glad to have it back. All right, give me 1 second, chat. I need to put my my garbage away. Yeah, that's what I was just saying, Urzer. That's exactly what I was just saying. Oh my god, yeah. Hey, one thing, this is not, by the way, this is not worth it. Like, this is not worth it at all. But I do miss when I was more active in the community, and FGO was a hotter game, and you know all that. But I do miss the absolute stupidity that you would see sometimes. That was so dumb it was funny. Like that Mori comment. You'll know the one, right? Because like the drama was annoying. I didn't enjoy that shit at all. I don't enjoy the like people that talk behind your back and try to like tear you down. All that kind of like high school shit. That sucks. But the people that would come along and just say the dumbest fucking shit. I missed that. That was enjoyment, man. Like the Zeus comment about Romulus. Y'all remember that one, right? That was. Oh, I love how you all have that comment. I'm pretty sure someone posted that as like a joke on the Grand Mori video. It was very fitting. I should have pinned it. I don't think I even thought to. But I was just thinking, if we were back in that day, right? You might have someone like say something stupid about, you know, these lame free-to-plays, you know, hyping up Ku and picking him as the Grand and all that kind of shit, and just saying how dumb that is. You know, you totally would get some of that back in the day. Good times, chat. Good times. Oh, 200 of the Void Dust. That's nice. Okay, are we done yet? Like, goddamn. Gotta be close. All right, one more to go. And we don't even have to do the full thing. We need 100 more dust. I don't even know how much you get per run. I've not paid attention. Isn't it weird, chat, that like stupidity can go full circle like that and be awesome? Right? Because there's like an equilibrium that most people hit that's like bad, right? They hit an equilibrium of like just enough stupid, but then enough sense and like intent and everything that, you know, it's like annoying or hateful or whatever, right? But then some people are just so stupid, you know, it just goes so, yeah, it's so bad it's good, right? Yeah, because I remember reading that comment by that of the Zeus one, right, with Romulus, and I'm like, this guy is wrong about so many things. That guy was wild too, because he went to like all the content creators and would leave hate comments. He was a really like spiteful guy. It was really obvious. He would like always try to tear down. I mean, I don't know if it was every content creator. I'm sure he liked some of them, but like he left comments like that a lot. Oh my god, people defending Anniversary 9. Recently, I thought it had finally been pretty accepted how horrible some of these anniversaries have been. I guess it's because the people that are left, man, like, the more time goes on, the lamer the player base is, right? You just, like, the smart people get outed more and more, right? And the people that are left are the only ones that can put up with it, right? That can stand it are the really emotionally invested ones. Because even though I still play, I play very casually and very rarely, right? I'll go very long periods without playing it. And I'm not checking no Reddit. I'm not posting on Discord. I'm talking about my Discord, but I'm not going to like any of the big Discords or anything. Like, no shot. I wouldn't even think about it. Not on my radar anymore. And that Buster chain from Karna was tempting just to see, because he'd NP and kill the 2 ads. When is any 10 August? Don't they normally miss the anniversary? Like, overwhelmingly, they do not do the anniversary on the date of the anniversary because it doesn't like land on like an optimal time to maximize profits or whatever the fuck, like their patch cadence. I don't like the word cadence, by the way. Like when people say like speech cadence and stuff, I don't care for that. I actually appreciate Annie 9 because of how mad it made me. I was no longer emotionally invested into FGO, so I enjoy it a lot more now. I was never, honestly, people won't believe this, but I was never really emotionally invested in FGO. It's more like it's just something I'm interested in, and I like venting. That's just the truth of it. If FGO ever just got shut down someday, I would never would have cared. Like truly, I have always, and this is like an asshole thing to say, but I've always been too busy in real life and been dealing with other things that there's just never been a point where I'm not losing sleep over FGO. You know, I'm happy to rant about it, and I mean, I'll rant about anything that's stupid. That's just kind of my shit, but yeah, I've never, like, I've always been, it's always been kind of like a hobby, right? So I definitely care more about FGO or Fate than, you know, some other, like the horse racing game or something. But it's just like, there's other things I've always liked more. Always. I've always liked Armored Core more than Fate, right? And I can think of a lot of things like that. And there's a lot of things in real life I care about a lot more than Fate. So it's just, it's not important. It's something I like, but it's not important. But liking it is enough for me to rant online about how dumb they are. And like ranting about FGO is a good it's a good I guess venting, you know, punching bag. Okay, probably like 2 more and we're done. Yeah, this Grand is so dumb. It's like it's clearly lazy. I mean, clearly. But maybe that translates to Annie 10 being better. Who knows? Here's another one, chat. And my audience is unbelievably biased, right? And I don't mean like they're wrong, but I mean like they're gonna be slanted in a certain direction of what kind of people watch me, especially now, you know, after all this time. But do you enjoy the process of rolling? Free to play or paid, right? Because you know, a lot of people only do free to play, and I only do free to play, but you know, it's a little different. But regardless, do you enjoy the process of rolling? Because for me, no. And I never did. Because some people will say like I did a long time ago. I never did. I never liked it. I always found it obnoxious, and like I just preferred regular video game forms of unlocking, and I found it stressful that if I'd saved up for months and had all the, I think for some people the free-to-play experience can actually be worse. I'm not sure because I don't really have a good compass for this, but like, you know, you save up for months and months and months, and then you have to worry about what if I don't get it and all that. You know, I saved up all that time and then I didn't even get the thing, right? I know own money might still be worse because, you know, tangible effect. I always skip. Oh god, I always skip. I never liked watching the animation. Sometimes I did it for the stream, for the drama, but like I never cared about that. Yeah, I never really got dopamine from it. I just don't, I mean, maybe a little bit if it's something I really liked or like a unit I wanted to, you know, have in the future, I guess. But gambling is just not something I enjoy. I never have, like in any form. So my audience is mostly no, but there's some, you know, used to enjoy it. But it doesn't have to be FGO chat. Like, what if you roll in Arknights or any other game, right? Because like I don't enjoy it in any of them. I really don't. Like, I've never like looked forward to that. The only time I kind of enjoy it, actually, I do enjoy it in this context. Hold on, this is a very specific context. When I'm playing something like that Sword of COVID game, which I need to play that again, see what it's about now. But if I'm playing a game like that, and obviously I'm free to play, so there's no money in it. And because it's such a like side thing, it's kind of just fun to see what random bullshit I get. And especially if like I don't know a lot about the game, so as the units pop up, rare or not, it's just cool to see, oh hey, what, like I have never played Grand Blue Fantasy, but they did like a 10th year anniversary or some shit, and they gave out, I mean, it was just an ungodly amount of free summons. I can't even express, like, it was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of free summons, and you'd get like more as the days went on. Like, again, I never even touched the game. I didn't even have an account. And the amount I could roll over those days was insane. And I just enjoyed, because I knew nothing about Grand Blue. It was just kind of fun seeing the different character designs. Like, I was like, hey, I can kind of preview Grand Blue and see what kind of units, you know, the people over here, you know, use. And I enjoyed just like seeing the different units pop up because I just didn't know what they were. I never even played the game. Never even played the thing. But yeah, that was kind of cool. And I kind of get that when I play like a game I don't know about, like, you know, Sword of COVID. So like a unit will pop up, like I don't even know who that is. So that I do enjoy. But like when the game's been out for a while and I know all the units, the new thing gets added that I'm trying to get, and I'm rolling on that, I don't give a fuck. Because like when I was new to like Epic 7, it was fun rolling because I was going to use the low stars, and I'd see a new trash mob pop up, which is very easy to get, but it was just cool. Like, hey, well, that's a cool trash mob you can get, right? Just like seeing that and learning that was fun. But other than that, I don't really ever enjoy it. I will say, although I'd be totally okay with a business model, you just pay like a set amount. That's obviously a lot cheaper and stuff. Because I'm free to play, I don't really want that because I get the things for free. Because over time, like in FGO, I've gotten, you know, pretty much everything I ever wanted without having to spend money on it. And it took a while and stuff, but now I have this account that I'm like, yeah, this is awesome, you know. So that I really like. I like having gotten all this cool shit, not having to, you know, spend a penny. That's nice. Now, I know other people have not had such a nice experience because they want more units than I do, and they can't keep up with all of them, and, you know, blah, 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 and some people, like, feel pressure to pay and that kind of stuff. I have no idea what chat is talking about. I enjoy the act of rolling for the reason why anyone likes gambling. Well, not everyone likes gambling. More like tolerating it. My brain reacts exactly how the devs anticipated to react rather than me actively enjoying the act of rolling. I mean, clearly that's the norm, right? Because that's why the business model works, right? But I will say, I'm not sure it's the majority of people at all. I think it's more of these games target a certain demographic that gets drawn to it. I actually think if you go out onto like the sidewalk in a popular city and ask people if they enjoy gambling, most of them are either going to say no or they've never even done it, right? It's a big enough minority of people that are like drawn to gambling, and then they get drawn to gacha games because of it, right? They're like being targeted. I'm not sure, but I suspect it is absolutely not the majority of people at all. I don't even think it's even close. It's just, and I think that's part of why the FGO community is so like banana brain, is because you know, it's already a specific demographic, right? That's like into this kind of thing. I think there's probably some overlap between anime and gambling addicts, unfortunately. Yeah, like, so there are, funnily enough, you know, overall, most gachas I don't like, right? The ones I play are very abnormal ones like Arknights, or I play them for chat. I'm not really, you know, into them myself. But I know I like Arknights. I actually respect Arknights' business model. I think it's fine. I think it's a perfectly good game. Super easy to play, free to play. I don't think they're really pushing you to gamble. Actually, if anything, I think they almost go so far the other way. They're kind of not making as much money as they could. like they're almost too fair. I mean, for God's sakes, you can buy the skins totally free and pretty easily, right? Like they're like almost too generous. But the overall, I don't like the business model, but there are a few things about it that I coincidentally do like, kind of in spite of it, right? Because it's like a large roster. Not for all the games, but for some of the games, you'll have good unit variety, right? So like for a lot of the Chinese ones, you don't, and they're all like pretty boys and idols and shit. But like, I mean, FGO, man, you got shit like this. This is not going to be playable in most games. Like, no way. Like, it's just because it's not mainstream enough, right? But when you have this many characters, it gives you the opportunity to have a lot of character designs that you're just not going to see, right? You're going to have a lot of typical mainstream stuff, sure, but you're going to get stuff like this. You know, this is not playable in most games. Like, no shot. And so, and having such a large roster of so many character types, you know, over time, you look at Ace's account, right? And you can kind of see what Ace's account doesn't look like mine, right? If you look at Ace's support list, right? It is so easy to see like the difference in taste, right? And if you look at Lost, or you look at, you know, a generic, some random one you don't even know, right? You can really kind of see what people are, and I like that. I like when the game gives you so much freedom, you can kind of see what this player's about. You know, oh, they like armor, or they like fan service, or a mix, or they like, you know, serious characters, or they like, you know, the joke characters, or, you know, characters we won't mention, right? Like it's nice that the players, you know, have like that kind of choice and variety, right? And like how my friend Kai beats Camelot was different than how I beat Camelot, right? And I like that. I'm a big fan of that. And that's not unique to Gauch's, but it's more prevalent in Gauch's than other games. Because like, you know, Vindictus back in the day was kind of like that with how different the characters were. In Grand Blue Fantasy, right? It's kind of like that. Not quite as much variety there, but still, there's some real differences between like the play styles and stuff. But I like that. I like that a lot. That's a huge positive for me, especially because coincidentally, my subjective taste just doesn't align very well with the mainstream, right? Like the typical main characters in really any genre of video game I generally don't like or I'm neutral about, right? It's very rare that the playable characters of a game, or a main character or whatever, of a movie or an anime or something, it's very rare that I like them, right? Super rare that I like them. And because most playable characters in most genres are going to be the kind of main character type, I don't like them. Where you know, when you have games like fighting games or League of Legends and games that have large rosters or reasons to mix up their designs, it's a lot more likely that I can cherry pick throughout the roster and find, you know, a nice chunk of characters that I actually do like. So I do appreciate that quite a bit. I don't know if it's worth it. It depends on the game. I mean, for me, it's like, it's really, this whole thing is very difficult for me because I clearly am not the psychological makeup of what they target. Right, I'm just not, and I know I'm not trying to insult anyone, and I actually want to understand, because I know for some people it's a struggle. I've had friends that have gambling addictions, and like really bad ones that really run their lives, and it's horrible. But it's like I've never experienced what like a lot of the people experience that makes them a gambling addict, right? I don't feel it. I don't. So it's super easy for me to not. I don't even feel like, I know people that like, even if they play free to play, they have like this constant like nag to spend money and like to like make their account stronger or succeed more, and, you know, like look good. You know, they don't want like people to think they're a noob or whatever, and that like pull, you know, is like a problem for them. I don't feel that. I don't feel it at all. Right? When I play Sword of Covid or Arknights or whatever, at no point am I even thinking about, oh, I need to make my account stronger to, you know, not look like a noob. And it's actually the opposite. Normally when I'm in a game, I'm like, oh god, don't over level. I don't want to trivialize a good boss. You know, I'd hate to like fight a boss that was actually mechanically interesting and not notice because I two-shot it, right? That's like that is, I'm not kidding, that's like my priority when I'm playing a new video game, is I want to make sure I don't accidentally overlook something mechanically interesting that I would have enjoyed because I accidentally got too strong, right? That is, I care about that infinitely more than like not looking like a noob or you know, having a strong account or whatever. So you know, I'm out here like, let's do it with trash mobs or 3 stars or whatever, right? So that when that's your priority, obviously your desire to like roll is going to be a lot lower. Bitcoin is a very weird thing. I'm not even gonna get into that. Yeah, I would not want to be an old person just like gambling at a casino like that. That would really suck. Gambling doesn't really make me sick. What makes me sick is the manipulation, right? It's because it's not really honest, right? Like, gambling isn't just like what it was an incredibly long time ago when it wasn't so optimized, right? You know, a game of chance isn't the end of the world on its own. It really isn't. And I'm sure humans in caveman days were fucking around with rocks and doing silly stuff like that to entertain themselves, and you know, that's fine. It's the fact that there's something in human psychology in enough people, not everybody, but in enough people, that it's like, if you build it, they will come. And like, if you do all these like sneaky influences and like the architecture of a casino or in the marketing of a gacha game and then the animations and the pulling, and you know, it's optimized to take advantage of a human weakness. I don't like that, especially when it wouldn't be such a big deal if it wasn't so harmful, right? It's kind of like if you use psychological tricks to like do a magic trick, right? You know, that's not a big deal. They're probably going to enjoy it, right? It's not a problem. But when you're taking advantage of like psychological weaknesses of people to get money out of them that can really damage their lives, right, in a very significant way, that's just I'm not a fan of that at all. And that's why I like the gacha games that don't, you know, do that so much. It's not you know, as bad. And like, that's why it's always been kind of difficult for me, because I'm like, I don't want to support something if I think it's really, really bad. But like, because like, to me, FGO, for example, never preyed on me like that. I never, you know, had this pull to gamble. I was just like, hey, it's just a video game where I can get a lot of cool fake characters for free. I don't have to spend a penny on this game, and you know, I can just play it at work, you know, or whatever, you know, on the side when I was back at that parking garage. You know, it was just a good time for me. But then you see other people, it's like running their lives, and it's just like, what the fuck? I mean, I always come down on the side that, you know, humans have to be responsible for themselves, right? Like, you are the captain of your own ship. Now that doesn't excuse, you know, bad behavior by developers and stuff, because they're the captain of their ship too. And if they're like plotting to do evil, right, I'm still gonna poo-poo on that. But you know, you are responsible for your own well-being, right? You know that. But yeah, I've never really been able to figure out almost how I feel about this, because I don't really know how extreme it is, because I don't know how much it affects people. Because for me, it just doesn't affect me negatively at all, and it's just not, you know, I'm not like addicted to it in that way. Like, I can't even imagine being addicted to gambling. It just doesn't resonate with me. I'll say this, I don't think gacha games are as bad as a casino at all, because casinos don't give you the ability to play the games for free, right? In a decent amount. They don't do that. Your ass is paying. I think if you found the worst gacha game ever made, the most manipulative gacha game ever made, I did the wrong NP. If you found, anyway, the worst gacha game ever made, it's probably pretty bad. But even then, I doubt it's as bad as a casino. Like, casinos are quite extreme. And obviously it's different when people are doing like things like poker, because poker, it really isn't gambling. Some people think that's a cop-out. It's not. I mean, just poker is not gambling. It's just, I think when you're not, it feels like gambling though if you're not good at it. That's the thing. You can kind of get the same, I guess, hit from it if you don't really understand it. Yeah, you're never under the illusion of getting your money back. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think casinos are quite bad. I don't go to casinos, and I don't think I would have made, like, if I thought a gacha game was as bad as a casino, I don't think I ever would have made videos on it. I don't think they're that bad. Now, they may be worse than I think they are, because, you know, because I don't understand, you know, the psychology of these people that are not like me. But yeah, there's no illusion of getting your money back, because you can't. It doesn't work that way. You know, you don't have to spend money. You can get the things for free, and if you have, I think here's the whole problem, because like, to me, and I don't think this is wrong. I think this is a truth. This is a fact. for example, let's say Mordred's your favorite character. It's easy to get Mordred as a free-to-play. It's actually unironically easy. It's not a coincidence. People like to say, oh, streamer luck and all that. It's not. Like, look, there's a reason why in every gacha game I've ever played, I always get a very large roster of the characters that I want. Because it is easy. And it's easy because I have this crazy thing called willpower. I don't roll on the things I only kind of care about. I only roll on the things that I actually care about. Right? And so because of that, I have enough, free-to-play currency to get it. Like, mathematically, for it to be incredibly favored or even guaranteed if there's a safety net. I will say F goes a lot better since it has a safety net, because I will say no safety net is stupid, because that's like you know if you have like a million people doing something, someone is going to be that outlier that gets fucked, right? Where the crazy, unbelievably unlikely thing is going to happen, right? And when there's no safety net, you're like preying on those people that get that incredibly bad luck. Safety net makes it so that never happens. There's never that 1 in a million guy that just keeps failing over and 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 over. And so safety nets make it significantly less scummy, in my opinion. Okay, obviously I have gotten lucky on some things. I accept that, but it doesn't change kind of the point I'm making, because a lot of the stuff that I have isn't those crazy. Like, I got Enkidu very lucky, but then I've gotten Enkidu again and again, right? And I think Cairo would agree with me on this. I think a lot of people that are like just logical see this, right? If you're smart and pragmatic about how you approach the free-to-play aspect of these games, you are going to get a lot of the stuff that you want without spending a penny. But this is the problem. Why this rings false for some people is because the kind of people that are able to do what I just described are the kinds of people that aren't going to be interested in the gambling aspect anyway. Right? That's the whole thing. It's right. The kind of people that are going to be good at understanding, how not to roll on the things that you only kind of want, how to have good impulse control, right? People that have good impulse control, right? That are going to like kind of see, oh yeah, I can get Mordred if I just keep saving up. If I fail this banner, I'll just get her on the next banner, right? Because then I'll have, so many rolls. I'm absolutely going to get Mordred, right? But the people that are like that, they're not drawn to the gambling anyway. Right? So the people that are drawn to the gambling are the very people that are going to have an incredibly hard time doing what I just described, right? They're not going to have that impulse control, so they're not going to get it, right? Because I know a lot of people, they'll see the free-to-plays and they think the their worldview is so fucked up by this that they think that these free-to-plays are like lying secretly and they're actually wailing a lot and blah 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 blah. They cannot fathom. They cannot grasp someone being free to play and having like over time getting an NP5 Mordred and an NP3 Tesla and an NP2 Arthur. Like they're like, there's no way you could do that unless you're whaling. But you can, and it's not even hard. Like, it's not even slightly hard. Like with the way I play and like the way, I think any smart, person that's being free to play does play, it'd be weird if over time you didn't build up an account like this. Right? Like, what the hell? Like, I'm sitting on so much SQ right now, and I always show this, it's free SQ because, you can see when you go to roll. Oh god, don't accidentally roll though, I swear to god. You can see that that's all free SQ. It's not paid. There's like there's 9 paid SQ in there from years and years and years ago when I would do GSSR, because it will never use it unless I run out of SQ. It will never use the leftover SQ, because it always uses free before it uses paid, always. But also you can't hide it because of that, right? Because if I right now, if I went and bought 100 SQ, this would say 109 SQ forever unless I actually use the 2000. Like this has to be free SQ. There's no way that you cannot manipulate this, right? But people, like, they'll see the amount of SQ I have and the fact that I've got, like, NP5 Mordred and all that, and they're just like, that's impossible. It absolutely isn't, right? It's so easy. But yeah, it just requires fucking impulse control. You don't roll the 30 SQ there, the 30 SQ there, 100 SQ there on those things you only kind of want. You just don't do that. And like over time, it's like because I didn't get NP5 Mordred right away. Also, that's another thing. It was like NP2 and then eventually NP3 but I could. It's possible. You could 0 to 5. Like, I mean, God, you don't need that much SQ really. If you don't have like awful RNG, so like it's not that hard. Yeah, every time chat sees that 9SQ, they always say that. But yeah, that's from so fucking long ago, dude. Like, but I don't. GSSR, I don't think is a big deal. I actually think that's a pretty fair thing. So like, I don't even feel bad that I did do GSSR. I just don't do them anymore because I don't think they're good value anymore because there's not really any characters that I want. All the characters that I want, I have. Right? So it's just like, why roll on this? Also, I couldn't do it if I wanted to. I said, it's so funny that people keep calling me a whale. There's like these people, like haters that keep calling me a whale. Like I'm secretly whaling. I literally can't. I physically cannot buy SQ because I could if I put a lot of effort in, but I'm absolutely not going to do that. You can't buy JP currency anymore, right? In NA, you can't. Like Google blocks you now. Now there's a very lengthy workaround where you have to make like a fake Japanese address and sign up and all this crazy bullshit, which I don't know how to do. I'm sure I could figure it out if I wanted to, but I don't care, and there's just no world where I'm gonna go through that kind of effort. Like no shot. So yeah, I no matter what, I cannot I cannot whale on this game, and it's been that way for quite a while. My address is Lizangle's address. That's so good. That's so good. Because yeah, I mean, Lizangle doesn't even check the address. It's like the Japanese, I don't know if it's the Japanese government or what, but like, you know, there's like a process you have to go through to have a registered, you know, like ID essentially, but it's really easy to fake and just use bullshit. Basically, they're trying to make it so, you know, only Japanese people are doing it, but it's Google, right? Yeah. Yeah, of course they're not gonna know. Yeah, they're not gonna look into that shit at all. Like, it's an address, good enough. Because they're not gonna like call you and try to figure out, does this guy actually work at this company? Right, there's too many people for that. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I've seen over the years, so many people in the FCO community would try to like tear me down. And it's so funny because it wouldn't tear me down even if like they were true, right? It doesn't mean anything. Like they're trying to like discredit me, like I'm secretly whaling. What's funny is the few times I spent money on this game, I was very, very vocal about it, right? Like because like the very few times I did it, you know, there was a very specific reason for it. Like I would always stream GSSR, and there was the, you know, Edmund was like the one time, right? That's the it's funny though, because I've gotten Edmund since then, and now I have so much SQ, I could get Edmund now, like free to play, super easy. Ace, we need to try harder to tear Green down. I'm indestructible. Here's the truth of it. It's like, it's online stuff, you know, it can be like interesting, funny, it can be stressful, but it's just, I had this awesome thing, chat. This awesome thing called a father. It was great. And you know, that gives me perspective, right? And there's just no world where I'm ever gonna like lose sleep over the FGO community or, you know, anything anyone says online. It's like, it just doesn't fucking matter. And it's like, I think people that get like so like obsessed with it, you know, are just like, they don't have enough real life responsibility, right? For like a good barometer. That's like why people get that way. People need a fucking reality check, dude. I think it's sad, man, when I see people that are just so lost in the sauce, like God, never mind Gacha games, like World of Warcraft, dude, the fucking, like, the classic era community. Like, I haven't played that game in forever, but it was so bad, and I've heard it's even worse now. It's like, just these people that are, like, so miserable in real life, and they're trying to use a video game for a sense of accomplishment, right? There's so much of that, it's crazy unhealthy. Like they don't even enjoy the game, right? Like they don't enjoy the game, and they're playing it for like accomplishments. I need to beat this really easy raid that's been mastered for 20 years, and I need to beat it like 10 seconds faster than that other guild that's still playing the game. That makes me better, right? I gotta have the good drops, the good equipment, so I look like I know what I'm doing, right? Like it's so stupid, dude. They put so much ego into a video game. I think the classic WoW community is probably the most unhealthy community I've ever seen, and I hear it's worse now, because I know I played it quite a while ago, but because I liked the game, right? I liked the game, and I liked the PvP mechanics, like when you would duel and stuff. I thought the mechanics was fun, right? I didn't give a fuck about, like, you know, progression and, like, if I wanted gear, I just wanted the gear so I could PvP better. I didn't care about, like, the status of it. That's, like, all they care about. And they want, like, the pride, like, oh, look at me, I was capable of accomplishing this. But everyone tries to accomplish stuff in a way that requires no skill. You know, they try to, like, overstat it and use consumables to like, make the challenge really easy. You know, the stack world buffs. They're not actually playing the game, right? They want the illusion that, oh, look, I'm good, when I'm beating things in a way that I don't have to be good. It's insanity. It's like the gacha community, but so much worse. Like, so much fucking worse. I don't even know how. I don't know why classic, you know, 20-year-old version of World of Warcraft is somehow one of the most unhealthy communities I've ever seen. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. The best take I ever saw on it that explains some of it, I think is that Tyler One guy, you know, who's been around the internet for a while now. I know he's like kind of extreme, but he's played a lot of like online games, and his take was it's because most communities are that bad in a lot of games like Call of Duty or League of Legends. Like they're the same level of deranged, but it's a little bit worse in Classic because it's social. The game forces you to socialize, if you like it or not. You must play with other people. You'll see the same names pop up over and over again. You'll run into them in dungeons and stuff, or see them in PvP over and over again, right? The game is reliant on social. So you have just as a toxic and unhealthy, dumbass player base as any other game, but then in a social environment, it festers and gets even worse. That's like the only thing I can think of. That still doesn't explain the why it's so bad. I just think it's the worst fucking thing like of all time. And like I just don't see how with such a like basic, like casual, old school MMO, I don't know how it gets like that. It's a very easy game, right? It's a very easy game. It's very basic. It's very chill. It's a very slow-paced game. Like when you look at what the original version of World of Warcraft is, it's like so chill. It's like it's such a chill, slow-paced, easy game, and somehow people have turned it into this just like absolute nightmare meta fest. Yeah, I think as time has gone on, MMOs have not embraced a healthy, like, mindset of gamer, right? I think they've done the opposite as time goes on. In the early days, it was a lot of people that were just like into D&D and stuff like that, you know, and people still in school and that kind of shit, so it wasn't so bad. But now it's like 30-year-olds that, and they're just never grew up. I think that's it's definitely part of it. Because I think if ever, because there really aren't any good MMOs. That's the thing. I mean, like people say Final Fantasy 14 is like the one good one, and I don't know. It might be. I don't know enough about it. But there's not very many MMOs. They're a pretty dead genre. That's because they didn't adapt, right? But anyway, I think if you ever had a new MMO come out that broke the mold and really caught the mainstream attention, like Genshin Impact did back in the day, or some big breakout hit like that. Even Elden Ring to a lesser extent, right? But something really catches on like that. It will probably change the demographic of who plays it drastically. You won't have all these just awful loser 30-year-olds, and I don't use that lightly. I don't call people losers often, but I mean the kind of people that like are obsessed with a easy old dumb video game like that and get a sense or like so miserable in their real life that they're trying to feel a sense of like accomplishment in a video game because they don't like see the problem there. You know, that's just a loser. I'm sorry. Like you're fucking up massively. Do people meta slave in that horse game? Do people like just get obsessed with like min-maxing and the pride and all that? I would hope not, because like when I saw that game, you know, it's not even fan servicey. It's just like cutesy anime girls running on a fucking horse track. So like how, like surely that's not gonna attract that demographic, right? Yeah, they chill for now, because I've heard, again, I've not played it, but I heard Final Fantasy 14 for a long time had a very chill community, right? And it was very good for a very long time. But as time went on and attracted more people, it got more and more of like the just toxic asshole moron meta slave stuff. And now the community's pretty shit now. It took a long time for that to happen, but I've heard that. I mean, FGO used to be pretty chill, honestly. It's just over time, slowly over time, the chill people just move on. They're like, you know, I want to play something else. Or they don't like, you know, what FGO does with the business model and all that kind of stuff. And just as time goes on, the normies, you know, just leave. And then you're left with that skeleton that was there all along. It was just drowned. But now the skeleton's all these crazy fucking emotionally nut job people. I think that's what happened to World of Warcraft, right? When it's at its peak, so many players, right? Even when Classic kind of came back, you know, 20 years later, it was so many people playing it, it was fine. You could, a lot of normal people just playing the game and having fun. But, you know, they finish it and they're like, okay, I'm gonna go play something else now. And you're left with that skeleton that, you know, again, that's always there. The addicted. It's probably the fate of most ongoing games. You know, when the sane people pack it up and go play something else, the nut jobs are left. And the thing is, I feel bad for people in this circumstance, because, like, God, this one guy I know in real life, I don't really know him anymore. We lost contact, and a lot of it's because of the gambling addiction. But I knew this guy, man. We were pretty good friends for a while. But, man, he just had that personality type, as far as I can tell, that just had such a problem with gambling. And, man, he made horrible decisions because of it, and a big part of addiction is when you, like, prioritize the thing you're addicted to over, like, things you need to do in your real life, right? Like, if you were addicted to FGO, it would be like you're playing FGO instead of going to work, or even as small as you're playing FGO instead of taking a shower, or, you know, fixing food, or cleaning the dishes, or, you know, whatever it is, right? And yeah, he had mainly, like, casino gambling addiction, but, man, it just destroyed that, man, and it ruined our friendship, and it is horrible. I mean, it was just horrible. And sometimes when I'll play, you know, games, I'll see communities like the classic WoW community or FGO and stuff. Ultimately, I don't hate these people. I feel bad for them, man. It's not a good thing. And I know for a fact behind the curtain they're not happy. There's no shot they're happy. Like, you don't get that emotionally invested in a video game or a movie or an anime or whatever if you are well adjusted in reality, right? It happens because something's wrong, right? Because you're unhappy, or because you're lacking fulfillment or personal connection, or both, or, you know, whatever. There's something that's causing you to be very unhappy, that's making you seek, you're basically replacing what you're supposed to be seeking in real life with the game, or with the casino, or, you know, what have you. Oh shit, Zaw got it done. Let's fucking go. Zaw, can we get we get Black Grail? If Zaw is still here. Oh yeah, he's here. Talking about chicken and spices. Yeah, that horse game just does not interest me. I might have to stream it like once, just for the you know, because chat always wants me to do this. Okay, hold on, chat. Is it widescreen? Because last time, you know, chat wanted me to play, you know, Love and Deep Space. I looked it up, and then I installed it, and then it was fucking, you know, phone long ways, which is like unstreamable garbage. And I was just like, fuck that. So do you just have to get the bond? Is there just no way, like, because again, like, my Ku has it. My Ku can get it, and I don't. Ku doesn't have the 20% battery that Canis does. Canis is just better than Ku at the battery thing here. I think you can play it on PC. Oh, right, it is on Steam. Right. Okay, we'll probably do a one-off stream on that then. Because, yeah, if it's easy to just, like, play and stream and it's not like a headache and all that bullshit, then no problem. The UI is kind of trash. Oh, God. You have to get the bond on the other Lancers. I mean, do you not just have a bunch of, like, random-ass Lancers that... Because the first 5 bond are so fast, right? That, especially in this event. I'm sure I even have a bunch of Lancers that I don't have bond on. Okay, she could get 1 bond pretty easy. I have no idea if I ever got Liz bond or not. Nope, she's actually bond 5. I remember when I first played the game way back, I did get a lot of units to bond 5. I was constantly rotating my back row to just get everyone bond 5, and it was because of interludes and strengthening quests and stuff. I was just like, in future, I'm gonna appreciate that I did this. And I did. Oh my god, like so often it mattered. Especially in those early days when buffs were very plentiful. Some of the newer units, though, are less likely. Yeah, I figured she wouldn't have it. So that's one I could get pretty easy. So that's 2. Well, 1 bond and like 3 or 4 bond on that one. Okay, she could get bond 5, you know, just in 1 run. That's pretty easy. Maybe Zaw is not as much of a Lancer fan. I don't know, like... although I'm a big Lancer fan, it's very particular Lancers. I don't roll on a bunch of like random-ass Lancers, but I guess the ones I really like, I do get high bond on. Like Ku's bond 15, for God's sakes. I don't know, let's see. So Ku's bond 15. Obviously I have Canis at bond 10, but Zaw obviously is going to have Canis at really high bond. But I'm probably ahead of him with the Ku there. Let's see. I mean, I got like Enkidu and all them. I have a lot of like bond 6 and 7. I don't know, maybe I have just randomly gotten more Lancers than Zaw. Fionn, I actually rolled for Fionn. Like, that was one I really attempted to get. I don't know though. It's like I don't really think I have that many Lancers, really. Because some of the random gold ones I've got are like the ones like the Lolly Dragon that I don't get bond on. I mean, I have bond, you know, all of them, all the like 1 to 5 stars. Every single one of them is bond 5 or higher. The bronzes and the silvers. See, I never had to farm any bond when I was doing the Lancer tree. I hit the landmarks every time. Random bullshit can be fun, especially if it's not total random. If you just like, you don't make like super meta like 3-turn loop, you know, NP farming nonsense. That's like so boring and already figured out. But you do like other synergies and more like, you know, normal card stuff, and you know, just use units that like, hey, these units complement each other. Maybe there's another unit that complements them even better, but who cares, right? Like, that's fun. I really don't think it's insane how lucky I am. It's like there's too much data to like say that. Like, I would say I'm a little bit more lucky than some people. Like, I think I'm a bit above average on luck throughout my Gasha time. But I mean, I have my lumps, dude. You know, there was the Edmund thing, there was Zigguard, and like there was you know, the pink thing incident in Arknights. I mean, and like getting Ashe the second time was super hard in Arknights. Right, I've had plenty of rolls that just go to absolute ass. And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of what people see on my account as luck is not. It's not even slight luck, it's time. Do you guys realize how much I've played this game? Right, like, even though I play a lot more casually in recent years, I've still been playing it, right? I've been playing this game for a long fucking time. And when you've played the game for that long, it's like you're just going to accumulate a lot of stuff. Like, even if you're not trying, it's just natural. Yeah, there's no way like I wouldn't. Like, people act like I'm a whale because I have a limit broken case scope. I've played this game for almost 10 years. How would I not have a limit broken case scope? Like, literally, like that would just be insane. Like the bad luck that it would require not to, because I've seen this, not just me. Anyone that's played the game free to play or close to free to play for this long, they all have all of the default 5-star CEs limit broken, all of them. And I've had it that way for years. Right? It's like it's just going to happen. Like, when you that much time, you can't avoid it. Right? You can't dodge K-Scope forever. Let alone all the other 5-star CEs, right? It's just like, it's inevitable. Wait, I'm probably done. Yeah, I went overboard. Whoops. Okay, thank God that's over with. We did it! Alright, that's 3 down. Get my loot here. I'm not 100% sure my ult account beat the Berserker one. I think it did. It's so hard to... The only reason I'm keeping up on my ult account, I would just, like, not do it right now and just do it later, is because I want to be able to stream the finale, and I'll probably need to stream it on my ult account, and I kind of, like, have to, so... Because that will be fun, I suspect, anyway. Okay. Now, I should go make a video. I don't know if I want to, though, because I could also go play Risk of Rain. I could go play Night Rain. I could go outside. I could exercise. I could play the BlazBlue roguelike. I could play Armored Core, for fuck's sake, right? There's a lot of things I could do that aren't doing this. I'm just saying. I should make a video, though. It is cool, right? I really do need to make a cool video. Like, that just makes sense. Yeah, but I've played almost twice as long. It's like, there's just no way. Also, especially in the early years when I was more into it. Also, hi, Dark. But anyway, in the early years, you know, I played the game pretty seriously. You know, I didn't miss free SQ. Like, really, and a lot of people that have played it for 6 years, but they didn't play it seriously for 6 years. And to be fair, I haven't played it seriously for 9 years. But I did play it, you know, pretty seriously for, I'd say 6-ish. And casually after that. And, you know, that's a lot of free rolls. Like, I didn't miss a login, right? I didn't miss a login, right? Like, that's just a lot of free shit. I didn't miss an event. Now I miss events. I basically never do events now. Like, for a really long time, I did every single event to completion. But, yeah, I haven't done that now in, like, a year or more. Like, I haven't even done an event. Alright, boys. I guess I'm gonna go record a video here. I did the last one a little bit, just like, the last 2 days. I just logged on a little bit and, like, used my daily AP. But, I mean, I only did, like, 2 lottery boxes. That's nothing. I just kind of fucking around a little bit. Grail War, oh god. Grail Front. Alright, boys, we'll raid Cairo, and I'm gonna go make a video. Be responsible now, chat.